flying. Grace, you should come over here and look out. See the way the wind's blowing things all over the town.
No wonder why I can't get the operator.
But the bus will be late.
I bet it won't. The roads are okay as far as here. Ahead they're having trouble. I can't even get the operator. She must have more calls than she can handle.
But the bus won't have any passengers.
Probably not. But we've got to stay open, even if there's only one.
Shouldn't think anyone would want to take a trip tonight unless he absolutely had to.
Folks gonna worry them?
No. Daddy said before I left home he bet this had happened.
Well, you better come over here and help me. The bus will be here any minute. We gotta have things ready.
Besides like this, I'm glad I've got a home to go to.
You know, I got a home to go to, but there ain't anyone in it.
Where's your husband now, Grace?
How should I know?
Don't you miss him?
No.
He came walking in right now. You wouldn't be glad to see him.
Oh, you ask more questions.
I'm curious about things, Grace.
Well, kids your age are. I don't know. I'd be happy to see him, I guess. I knew he wasn't going to stay very long.
Don't you get lonesome when you're not working down here?
Well, sure I do. If I didn't have this restaurant to keep me busy, I'd probably go nuts. Sometimes at night, after I empty the garbage, lock the doors and turn out the lights, I get kind of a sick feeling. Because I sure don't look forward to walking up those stairs and letting myself into an empty apartment.
See, if you feel that way, why don't you write to your husband? Tell him to come back.
Because I got just as lonesome when he was here. Wasn't much company, except when we were making love. Making love's one thing. Being lonesome's another. The rest of the time, me and Bart was usually fighting.
My folks get along pretty well. They really seem to like each other.
Oh, I know all married people aren't like Barton and I. Not all. Now, maybe I can get that operator. Quiet as a tune.
I like working here with you, Grace.
Do you, honey? I'm glad. Because I sure don't know what I'd do without you. Weekends especially.
No, I dreaded the job at first.
Why? Thought you wouldn't have time for all your boyfriends? Maybe if you didn't make such good grades, you'd have more boyfriends. Boys feel kind of embarrassed if they feel a girl smarter than they are.
What am I supposed to do, flunk all my courses?
I should say not. You're a good kid. And you got good sense. I wish someone could have reasoned with me when I was your age. But I was a headstrong brat. Had to have my own way. Well, I had my own way, all right. And here I am, grass widow running a restaurant. And I'll probably die in this little town, and they'll bury me out by the back house.
You girls been able to answer your phone?
No, Will. Operator don't answer.
That means all the lines are down. About time for the Topeka bus, ain't it?
Let's do now.
You're gonna have to hold them here to know how long. Highway's blocked between here and Topeka. Maybe all night getting it cleared.
I was afraid of that.
They got the highway gang out now, and the phone company's trying to get the lines back up. March is coming in like a lion, all right.
Yeah.
Station house is cold. Got any fresh coffee?
Just went through, Will. Fresh as you could want it.
A storm like this makes me mad. It does. Makes me mad. Just like all the elements that lost their reason.
Nothing you can do about a wind like that.
Maybe it's just because I'm the sheriff, but I like to see things in order.
Oh, let the wind blow. I pray God to leave a roof over my head. About all a person can do.
Here it is.
Emma, better fill some water glasses. Remember, the donuts are left over from yesterday, but it'll be all right to serve them. We got everything for sandwiches but cheese. We got no cheese.
You never got cheese, Grace.
Well, I guess I'm kind of self-centered, Will. I don't care for cheese myself, so I never think to order it for someone else.
But I'm not traveling on the bus tonight.
Wonder who's driving tonight. This is Carl night, isn't it?
I think so.
Yes, it is. Remember, honey, I always serve Carl.
Sure, Grace.
Is there someplace I can hide?
What?
Well, there's a man on that bus. I want to hide.
Gee, I don't know.
stand anything for 20 minutes.
I got news for you. The bus might be here all night.
What?
The highway's blocked. You're gonna have to stay till it's clear.
Harmony, what am I gonna do?
I better go out and tell Carl about the delay.
What am I gonna do? What am I ever gonna do?
There's a little hotel on the street.
Oh, what do you take me for? A millionaire?
What's the trouble, miss?
Are you a policeman?
Local sheriff.
But everyone likes him, really.
I ain't asked to have no one arrested.
Who says I'm gonna arrest anyone? What's your trouble?
Well, I need protection.
What from?
There's a man after me. He's a cowboy.
Where is he?
Well, he's on the bus asleep, him and his buddy. I jumped off the bus for a second and stopped to make my getaway, but there ain't no place to get away to. And he'll be in here pretty soon. You just gotta make him let me alone.
Did you meet him on the bus?
No, I met him in Kansas City. I work at the Blue Dragon nightclub there, down at the stockyards. He come there at the annual rodeo, and him and the rest of the cowboys at the nightclub every night. Every night there's a big fight. The boss says he ain't gonna let the cowboys in when they come back next year.
Then he followed you on the bus.
Well, he put me on the bus. I'm being abducted.
No. She took the time to pack a suitcase.
Well, I was going somewhere else, trying to get away from him. But he picked me up and carried me to the bus and put me on it. I didn't have nothing to say about it at all.
Where's he planning on taking you?
Says he's got a ranch up in Montana. He says we're gonna get married as soon as we get there.
You're against it.
I don't want to go to some godforsaken ranch in Montana.
Well, if this cowboy's really taking you against your will, I suppose I'll have to stop him from it.
I just don't know this cowboy. He's mean.
I reckon I can handle it. You relax now. I'll be around most of the night. If there's any trouble, I'll put a stop to it.
You're safe with Will here. Will's very respected around here. He's never lost a fight.
What are you talking about, Emma? Of course I've lost a fight. Once.
Grace always said you were invincible.
Well, there ain't no one that's invincible. Man's gotta learn that, the sooner the better. Good fighter's gotta know what it is to get licked. That's what makes the difference between a fighter and a bully.
There's gonna be trouble. I can feel it in my bones.
Ah, this castle hath a pleasant seat.
Can I get that suitcase behind the counter so someone will see it when he comes in? I ain't gonna say anything to him at all. They're not going on in Montana with him. I'm just gonna let him think I'm going till the bus pulls out and he finds I ain't on it. That's the only thing I know to do.
You needn't worry with Will here.
Think so? He looks kind of like a cross between Barney Fife and Moses, don't he?
He's a very religious man. Would you believe it? He's a deacon in the Congregational Church.
My folks was holy rollers. Would you give me a cup of coffee, please? Lots of cream.
Howdy, Carl. Did you bring this wind?
No, it brought me.
Aren't you the comedian?
Wind is doing 90 miles an hour, bus is doing 20. What's your guess about the roads, Will?
They got the highway gang out now. They take a few hours.
The telephone line's down too?
Yeah, but they're working on it.
Driver. It seems to me we're still in the state of Kansas, is that right?
I mean, still, you've been in the state of Kansas half an hour.
But I don't understand. I was told when I left Kansas City I'd get across the state line immediately.
You was kind of anxious to get across that state line, wasn't you, Jack?
Why? Whatever do you mean?
Nothing. Anyway, you're across the line now. In case you didn't know it, Kansas City's in Missouri.
Are you joking?
There's a Kansas City, Kansas too, but you got on in Kansas City, Missouri. That's the trouble with you Easterners. You don't know anything about any part of the country west of the Hudson River.
Come now. Don't scold.
Let me hang your coat up for you, Carl.
Nip, in thy oars, be all my sins returned.
I'm sorry your bus is held up.
Was that any way to greet me?
Well,
After my loving greeting, all you can say is, I'm sorry your bus was held up. Well, I'm not. I'd much rather sit here looking into the innocent green of your eyes and continue riding on that monotonous bus.
don't you have to get somewhere?
I have a ticket in my pocket for Denver. I have to get there, I have to get anywhere. I travel around from town to town just to prove to myself that I'm free.
The bus probably won't get into Denver for another day.
Ah, well. What's the next stop? yes, that's where the famous hospital is, isn't it?
It's a manager clinic. Yes, it's a very famous place. Lots of movie stars go there for nervous breakdowns and things.
Does town have anything else to offer in the way of diversion?
It's the capital of Kansas. It's almost as big as Kansas City. There's a university, museum, sometimes symphony concerts and plays. I go over there every Sunday to visit my married sister.
Aren't there any Indian tribes around here that have war dances?
No, silly. We're very civilized.
I'll make my own judgment about that. You may fix me a double shot of rye whiskey on the rocks.
Sorry, sir. We don't sell drinks.
You don't sell drinks.
Not intoxicating drinks, no, sir.
Alas.
We have fresh coffee, homemade pies and cakes, and all kinds of
No,
sandwiches.
my dear, you're not going to sober me up with your dainties. I am prepared for such emergencies. You may give me a bottle of your finest Ensemble.
You better not let Will see you do that. You're not supposed to.
Who is he? The sheriff?
Yes. Lots of people do spike their drinks here, and we never say anything. Will would have to make you stop if he saw you.
I'll be most cautious, I promise.
Sure don't envy you, Carl. Driving in weather like this.
Yeah, Mark just coming in like a lion.
Is this all the passengers you got?
Oh, there's a couple of crazy cowboys rolled up in the back seat asleep. I thought I woke them, but I guess I didn't.
Shouldn't you go and do it about now?
I just assume they stay where they're at. One of them's a real troublemaker, you know, the kind. First time off a ranch and wild as a bronco. Been on the make for that little blonde back there.
She was telling me.
I gotta mind it. Put him off the bus. The way he's been acting. I say there's a time and a place for everything.
That bus may get snowbound pretty soon.
I'll wait a minute. Just let me have a little time here. You know what, Grace? It's the first time you and I had more than 20 minutes together.
So what?
Well, I don't know. Probably be here most of the night. Sure be nice to have a nice little apartment to go to. Someplace to sit, listen to the radio, with a good-looking woman, someone like you to talk with. Maybe have a few beers.
That wouldn't be a hint or anything, would it?
Why? You have an apartment like that, Grace?
Yes, I do. But I never told you about it. That Henri Dobson fella tell you I have an apartment over the restaurant?
Dobson. Dobson. I can't seem to remember anyone named Dobson.
Well, you know him better than I do. Comes through twice a week with the Southwest bus. He told me you and him meet in Topeka sometimes and take the town.
Dobson. Oh, yeah, Dobson. Vern Dobson. Prince of a film.
Well, if he's been gabbing to you about my apartment, I can tell you he only ever been up there once. When he come in here with his hand cut, took him up there to bandage it. It's the only time he was ever up there. I'm a word of honor.
Well, Vern Dobson speaks very highly of you, Grace. Very highly.
Well, he better. Now, what you gonna have, Carl?
I'll have a ham and cheese on the rye.
I'm sorry, Carl, but we got no cheese.
What happened? The mice get it?
Your wise remarks.
Okay, I'll have a ham on rye.
I'm sorry, Carl, but we got no rye either.
I can vouch for that, sir. I just asked for rye myself and was refused.
Look, mister, why don't you lay off the stuff till you get home and meet the missus?
The missus, did you say? I have no missus, sir. I'm free. I can travel the universe with no one to await my arrival anywhere.
It's all I ever get on my bus. Drunks and hoodlums.
How's for whole week, Carl?
Okay, make it all week.
Yes, I am free. My third and last wife served me several years ago for a ball player.
Your third?
Yes, my third. Getting married is a careless habit I've fallen into. Someday, really, I must give it all up. Oh, but she was pretty. Blonde like the young lady over there. Silent, too, or she pretended to be. However, she was much kinder than the others when we parted. She didn't care about money. She only wanted to find new marital bliss with her ball player, so I'd have to pay her alimony, just if I could. My second wife was 55 and tired. But she was pretty, too. I've always exercised the most excellent taste, if not the best judgment. She was a student of mine when I was teaching at an Eastern University. Alas, she's suing divorce on the grounds that I was constantly drunk. I never had a chance to resign from that position.
Hey, how much are them donuts?
I'll make it a special price, 2 for a nickel.
Okay.
That time of year thou makest to me whole. Galilee, none nor few, should hang upon those brows.
Do you honestly work in a nightclub?
Sure, I'm a chanteuse. I call myself Cherie.
That's French, isn't it?
I don't know. I just seen the name once and it kind of appealed to me.
It's French. It means dear one. Is that all the name you use?
Sure, that's all the name you need. Like Hildegard, she's a chanteuse too.
Chanteuse means singer.
How come you know so much?
Taken French in high school.
Oh. I never got as far as high school. See, I was the oldest girl left in the family after my sister Violet ran away. I had 2 more sisters, both younger than me, and 5 brothers, most of them older. Was they mean? Anyways, I had to quit school when I was 12, stay home and take care of the house and do the cooking. I'm real good cook, honest.
Did you study singing?
Picked it up, listening to the radio, seeing movies, trying to put over my songs as good as them people did.
How'd you get started in the nightclub?
I won an amateur contest down in Joplin, Missouri. I won the 2nd prize there. A couple of boys won 1st prize. They juggle milk bottles. I just don't think that's fair, do you? To make an artistic performer compete with jugglers and knife throwers and people like that.
No, I don't.
Well, anyway, 2nd prize is good enough to get me to Kansas City to enter the contest there. It was a real big contest, and I didn't win any prize at all. But it got me a job with the Blue Dragon.
Is that where you're from, Joplin?
No, Joplin's a big town. I live about 100 miles from there in River Gulch, a little town in the Ozarks. I lived there till the floods come. 3 years ago this spring. Washed us all away.
Gee, that's too bad.
I don't know where any of my folks are now. Except my baby sister, Nan. We all just separated when the floods come, and I took Nan into Joplin with me. She got a job as a waitress. I went to work at Liggett's drugstore. Until the amateur contest opened.
Well, must be fun working in the nightclub.
Well, it ain't all roses.
You gonna be here a while, Will?
I reckon.
I'm gonna send them cowboys into you and leave you to look after them.
I'll do my best.
I'll tell you something else, Will.
I'll be jiggered.
Better keep an eye on him too.
Ain't you coming back, Carl?
To tell you the truth, Will, I get so darn stiff sitting behind that wheel all day. I thought I'd go out there and take a long walk.
Is this blizzard? Gone crazy?
No, just the kind of fellow I am, Will. I like to take long walks in the rain and the snow. Freshens the fellow up. Sometimes I walk for hours.
You do?
Yeah, for hours. Just the kind of fellow I am.
Imagine going for a walk on a night like this.
Well, it's really very good for one, Will. It really is.
He said he was going to wake him up. Then he'll be in here pretty soon. You won't let on I said a thing about him, will you?
No, cross my heart.
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely, more tender. Rough winds do set the down in buds of pain. Summer's lease hath all too short.
It's one of my favorite sonnets.
It is. Do you read Shakespeare?
I studied him in English class at school and just loved the sonnets. Memorized some of them myself.
I used to know them all by heart. Many of the plays I could recite in entirety. I often did for the entertainment and annoyance of my friends.
Last fall, I memorized Balcony Scene from Romeo and Juliet. My class was Romeo and we presented it one day for convocation.
I wish I'd been there to see.
Where I went to school, we didn't read no Shakespeare until the 9th grade. In the 9th grade, everyone read Julius Caesar. I don't think I'm as far as the 8th. I seen Marlon Brando in the movie, though. I sure do like that Marlon Brando.
Madam, where is thy locket bar?
I don't understand anything you say. I just love the way you say it.
Well, I understand everything that I say, but privately despise the way I say it.
That's so cute. I had a very nice friend once that recited poetry.
Whatever happened to him?
I don't know. He left town. His name was Mr. Everett Brubaker. He sold secondhand cars at the corner of 8th and Wyandotte. He had a lovely Pontiac car at the top down. He talked nice, but I guess he really wasn't any nicer than any of the others.
The others?
Well, he knew quite a few men in the place I worked at. The Blue Dragon nightclub out by the stockyards. Ever hear of it?
No, and I deeply regret the fact.
You're just saying that. An educated man like you, you wouldn't have no use for the Blue Dragon.
I wouldn't.
Hey, what do you mean it won't wake us up, Virgin? I might have froze up there.
Hey, shut the door!
Cherry, how come you got off the bus without letting me know? That ain't a way to treat the man you're gonna marry.
Shut the door, cowboy.
That's no way to treat a fella, Cherry, to slip off the bus like you was trying to get rid of him, maybe. You come in here and eat by yourself? I thought we was gonna have a little snack together. Sometimes I don't understand you, Cherry.
All the time, my name ain't Cherry.
Well, I can't say it the way you do. What's wrong with Cherry?
It's kind of embarrassing.
Cowboy, would you have the decency to shut that door?
Why, what's the matter with you, mister? You afraid of a little fresh air? Why, man, you ought to breathe in real deep and get your lungs full of the trouble with you city people, you get soft.
He's the sheriff.
Supposing he is the sheriff. What's that matter to me? That don't give him the right to insult my manners, does it? No man ever had to tell me what to do, did he, Birch? Did he?
There always comes
My name's Bo Decker. 21 years old, and I own my own ranch up in Timber Hill, Montana, where I got a herd of fine Hereford cattle and a dozen horses, and the finest sheep and hogs and chickens anywhere in the country. I just came back from a rodeo where I won about every prize there was to win, didn't I, Birch? Yep, I'm the prize bronco buster and steer roper and bulldog around. I won them all, and what's more, I had my picture taken by Life magazine. So, I'd appreciate your talking to me with a little respect in your voice, mister, and not go hollering orders to me from across the room like I was some no-count servant.
Did you ever see anybody like him?
You was the last one in, cowboy. You left the door open. You should have closed it. I don't care who you are. That's all I'm saying.
Well, the door's closed now. What are you arguing about? Seems like we're gonna be here a while, Birch. How's for some grub?
Not yet, Bo. I'm chewing tobacco.
That's all Birch for you. Always happy as long as he's got a lot of tobacco in his mouth. I'm gonna have me a little snack. Miss, give me about 3 hamburgers.
3? How do you want them?
I want them raw.
Honest?
It's the only way to eat them. Raw. With a thick slice of onion and some piccalilli.
Well, if you're sure you're not joking.
Just a minute, miss, that ain't all. I'd also like some ham and eggs, some tater salad, and a piece of pie. I ain't so particular what kind of pie, long as it's got that moorang on top of it.
Well, we've got lemon and chocolate. They've both gotten right.
Lemon and chocolate. I like them both. Well, I don't know which I'd rather have. I'll have them both!
Both?
Yep, instead of quart of milk beside me, I'm still a grown boy. The rabbit always picks up my appetite. And all you having, just a measly donut?
I ain't hungry.
Why not?
I just ain't.
Well, you ought to be.
Well, I ain't.
Wait till I get you up to the Susie Q, I'll fatten you up. I'll bet in 2 weeks' time you won't recognize yourself. But doggone, I'm gonna cheer you just the way you are. You're about the cutest little piece I ever did see. And man, when I walked into that nightclub place and heard you singing my favorite song, standing in front of the orchestra looking like an angel, I said to myself then and there, she's for me. I ain't gonna leave this place without her. Now I got you, don't I, Cherry?
Oh, there's some people here. We're looking.
What if they are? It's no crime to show a little affection, is it? Especially when we're gonna get married. It's no crime I ever heard of.
Well, for crying out loud, let me.
Cherry, that's no way to talk to your husband.
That's what he does when we left Kansas City is maul me.
Oh, is that so? Well, I certainly ain't one to pester any woman with my affections. I never had to beg no woman to make love to me. Did I, Birch? I never had to coax no woman to make love to me, did I?
No.
No. Everywhere I go, I got all the women I want. I gotta fight them to keep them off me, don't I, Birch?
Here's the hamburgers. Ham and eggs take a while longer.
Okay, these will give me a start.
Mama, honey, I got the darndest headache. Can you look after things a while?
Sure, Grace.
Because the only thing for me to do that's going to do me any good at all is to go upstairs and lie down. It's the only thing that's going to do me any good at all.
What's the matter, Grace?
I got a headache, Will. It's just driving me wild.
That's so.
You are now the mistress of the inn.
You never told me about your first wife.
Now, how could I have omitted her?
What was she like?
Oh, she was the loveliest of them all. I do believe she was. They had such an idea of honeymoon together. Golden light, sunshine, romance, career. She simulated for divorce on the grounds of no cruelty. She was judge. She should have my house and my motor car and alimony. I still find it difficult to get. Or she never chose to marry again. She found for all she wanted out of marriage. She didn't have to marry. But perhaps I'd be unkind.
Yes? You ready for me to lay them eggs?
I'm sorry. They're ready now.
See, these hamburgers are just a horse do for you. Thank you, miss. Hang on. Jerry, what do you want to bring your suitcase in for? Jerry, I'm asking you a civil question. Would you bring your suitcase in for? Tell me.
Don't you come near me, though.
Tell me what your suitcase is doing there behind the counter. What were you trying to do? Fool me? Were you planning there sitting trying to get away from me? Was that what you were sitting there planning to do?
Just take your hands off me, though.
Tell me, Jerry. Tell me.
Leave the little lady alone, cowboy.
You got no right interfering between me and my fiancée.
Well, maybe she's your fiancée and maybe she ain't. Anyway, you aren't gonna abuse her while I'm here, you understand?
Abuse her?
I think you better tell him, miss, just how you feel about things.
Just what you're trying to say, Jerry.
Really?
You better tell him, miss.
Well, don't get mad.
I'll get mad if I feel like it. What you two got planned?
No. I don't want to go up to Montana and marry him.
You do too.
I do not.
Anyway, you'll come to like it in time I promised you would. Now, we've been through all that before.
But Bo, I ain't going.
What?
I ain't going. The sheriff here said he'd help me. He ain't gonna let you take me any farther. I'm staying here and taking the next bus back to Kansas
You
City.
ain't doing nothing to the kind.
Yes, I am, Bo. You gotta believe me. I ain't going with you. That's fine.
Cherry. Cherry was familiar with each other.
Don't mean you gotta marry me.
Why? I'll take you over my knee and blister you to the bottom.
Don't you touch me.
You can't pay no attention to what she says, mister. Women folk don't know their own minds. Never did. Now,
Don't you come near me.
you're gonna follow me back to Timber Hill and you're gonna marry up. You just think you wouldn't like it because you've never been there before and the whole idea is kind of new and strange, but you'll come to like it. In no time at all, you'll be happy as a mud hen. Oh, I ain't taking no for an answer, but you're coming along.
You're not taking her with you if she don't want to go. Can't you get that through your skull? Now leave it be.
This ain't no business of yours.
It's my business when the lady comes to me wanting protection.
Is that right, Sheriff? Did you go to the sheriff asking for protection?
Yes, I guess I did.
Why? What'd you need protection for from a man that wants to marry you? Because why? I said I love you, didn't I?
I know you did.
You see there? I said I love her, and I want to marry her. And in a rope full of crazy people going around killing each other, you got nothing better to do than standing here trying to keep me from it.
You're overlooking one small thing, cowboy.
You're so smart. Tell me what I'm overlooking.
You're overlooking the simple but important fact. This little lady here doesn't love you.
Now, Bo, take it easy, Bo. Don't blow your lid. The sheriff.
What would you tell that polecat bastard? He said she didn't love me.
Oh, pay no attention, Bo. Now, come on over here, sit down. You got to think things over, Bo.
Let me be, Birch.
Ask the little lady if you don't believe me. Ask her if she loves you.
I won't ask her nothing of the kind.
All right then, take my word for it.
I wouldn't take your word for a cloudy day. I'm telling you, she loves me, and I ought to know.
Well, she's not getting back on that bus with you. We'll leave it at that. So why don't you take my advice and sit down with your friend there and have a quiet game of pinochle until that bus gets on its way and takes you with it.
Do like he tells you, Bo. I think maybe you got the little lady all wrong anyways.
You say nothing against her, Verge.
I ain't saying nothing against her. I just don't see no reason why you should want to marry a gal that says she doesn't love you, that's all. And I kind of doubt she's as good a gal as you think she is. Now, come on over here, sit down.
I don't feel like sitting.
Bo. cook, get warm, he'll eat them later.
I don't think you'll be bothered anymore, miss. If you are, my station's right across the road. You can holler.
Thank you very much, I'm sure.
You gonna be all right, Ellen?
Of course, Will.
I'll look in a little later.
Okay, Will.
I don't know why, but I always seem to relax more easily when the sheriff's left the room.
I think it's awfully unfair that people dislike Will just because he's a sheriff.
You see, my here he stands as a symbol of authority, most dreaded figure of our time. Policemen, teachers, lawyers, judges, doctors, I suppose even tax collectors. We take it for granted they're going to punish us for something we didn't do. Or did do.
You said you were a teacher once.
Oh, but not a very successful one. I never stayed in one place very long at a time. I always hated having anybody over me like deans or presidents or department heads. I've never wanted to take orders from anyone without feeling resentment. Right or wrong, I've always insisted upon having my own way. What am I going to do, Verge?
Oh, you just gotta quit depending on me so much. I don't know what to tell you to do except sit down and be peaceful.
I can't be peaceful.
All right then, pace around like a panther and be miserable.
I just can't believe it.
What can't you believe?
No, nothing.
You got something on your chest, though. It's best to get it off.
Well, I just never realized a gal might not love me.
Oh.
Where else did you teach?
My last position was at one of those revolting old progressive colleges in the East, where they offer a curriculum of what they call functional education. Educators, I am sure, have despaired of ever teaching their students anything. So they've decided the second best thing is to understand you. Every morning there would be a meeting of everyone in the entire faculty with whom the students came into contact, from the president down to the chambermaids, and we would put our collective heads together to try to figure out why little Jane, or little Mary, was not getting out of the classes what she should. The suggestion she wasn't studying was too simple. We replied that she simply did not have the brains for a college education. We were beyond democratic.
You must have disapproved of that college.
Oh, my dear girl, I have disapproved of my entire life.
Really?
Yes, I suppose I can resist living it all over again.
Did you resign from that position?
One day, I decided I had had enough. I blithely walked into the dean's office and said, "Sir, I graduated magna cum laude from the University of Chicago. I studied at Oxford under a Rhodes Scholarship, returned to take my PhD at Harvard, receiving it with highest honors. I think I have a right to expect my students to try to understand me."
What did he say?
I was waiting for a response. Walked out the door to the railroad station where I'm taking my brother's place, coming to Las Vegas. I've been traveling ever since. It's a merry way to go to college.
I thought I might be a teacher once, but you don't make it sound very attractive.
Suit yourself. Don't let me influence you one way or the other. You're a lovely young girl.
Thank you, Dr. Lamb.
Did you tell me that you had plans to visit Topeka tomorrow?
You mean today? Gotta take you to see the Kansas City Symphony. They come to Topeka every year to play a concert.
You say you stay there with your sister?
Then I take an early morning bus back here on Monday in time for school. After school, I come here and work for Grace.
Did you tell me there was a university in Topeka?
Yes, Washburn University.
Washburn University, of course. You know, it just occurs to me I should stop there and check some references on a piece of research I'm engaged on.
Oh, I've been to Washburn Library lots of times.
Oh, you have? Well, perhaps you can take me there.
Well,
I'll arrive at Topeka before you, and I'll meet your bus.
you really want me to?
Then you could take me to the library, and perhaps we could have some dinner together, and perhaps you would permit me to take you to the symphony.
Are you serious?
Of course I'm serious. Why do you ask?
I don't know. Usually older people are too busy to take notice of kids. I just love to.
And if I depend on it, then I have to engage.
Yes. Can't wait, it'll be lots of fun.
But, my dear, let's not tell anyone else of my plans, shall we?
Why not?
Well, I have been married, somewhat older than you, though not as old as you might take me to be. Anyway, people might not understand. So let's keep our plans to ourselves, promise.
If you think it's best.
I think it's best.
Still pretty, Virgil.
Thank you.
Isn't there some other way of me getting back to Kansas City?
Sorry, the bus comes through here from Topeka, but can't get through either until the roads are cleared.
I was just getting sort of restless.
Elma. Fill this up for me like a good girl.
Sure, well,
I'm headed down the highway a bit to see how the men are getting on. Thought they'd enjoy some hot coffee.
good idea, Will.
Is everyone behaving?
Of course.
Gray's not down yet?
No.
Didn't see Carl anyplace outside. Suppose something could have happened to him?
I wouldn't worry about him, Will.
I suppose he can take care of himself. Thank you, Elma. Oh, Elma. If anyone should be wanting me, I won't be gone very long.
That dang sheriff. If it wasn't for him, I'd be cheering now.
And where would you take her, Bo?
There's a justice of the peace down the street who can see a sign from the window.
Bo, you just can't force a gal to marry you. You just can't do it. That sheriff's a stern man. He'd shoot you in a minute if he saw it was his duty. Now, why don't you go on over to the counter there and have yourself a drink, Professor?
I never did drink. I mean, you don't know what you brought me to.
Nah, you don't drink. You don't smoke or chew. You ought to have some bad habits to rely on and things women know about.
Virg. I hate to sound like some pitiable weakling of a man, but sometimes the last few months I get so lonesome I don't know what to do with myself.
It's no disgrace to feel that way,
What about you, Virg? You get lonesome too?
but a long time ago, I just gave up romance and decided to just take being lonesome for granted.
I wish I could do that, but I can't.
Maybe I'm sad.
What makes you say that?
I don't know why I don't go off to Montana and marry him. I might be a lot better off than I am now.
Says he loves you.
You don't know what love is.
Why do you say that?
All he wants is a girl to throw his arms around and hug and kiss, that's all. The rest of the time, you don't even know I exist.
What made you decide to marry him in the first place?
You ain't very experienced, are you?
It's not.
I never did decide to marry him. Everything was going fine until he brought up that subject. Bo came in one night when I was singing that old black magic. It's one of my best numbers. And he liked it so much, he jumped up on a chair and yelled like an Indian and put his fingers in his mouth and whistled like a steam engine. Well, naturally, it made me feel good. Most of the customers at the Blue Dragon was too drunk to pay any attention to my song.
And you liked him?
Well, I thought it was awful cute.
I think he looks a little like Burt Lancaster, don't you?
Maybe. Well, anyways, I'd never seen a cowboy before. Oh, I'd seen him in the movies, of course, but never in the flesh. Anyways, he's so darn healthy looking. I don't mind admitting I was attracted right from the start.
You were.
But it was only what you might call a sexual attraction.
Oh.
The very next morning, he wakes up and hollers, "Yippee, we're getting married!" I honestly thought he was crazy. But when I tried to reason with him, he wouldn't listen to a word. He stayed by my side all day long like a shadow. Well, at night, of course, he had to go back to the rodeo. But he was back to Blue Dragon as soon as rodeo was over in time for the midnight show. If any other fellas claimed to have a date with me, both beat him up.
He never said you'd marry him?
No. He'd keep telling me all week that he and Virg would be by the night the rodeo ended, and they'd pick me up and we'd all start back to Montana together. I knew that if I was around the Blue Dragon that night, that's what happened, so I decided to beat it. One of the other girls at the Blue Dragon lived on a farm across the river in Kansas. She said I could stay with her. So I went to the Blue Dragon last night and just sang for the first show. And then I told them I was quitting. I've been wanting to find another job anyways. And I picked up my share of the kitty. But darn it, I had to go and tell them I was taking the midnight bus. They had to go and tell Bo, of course, and he come in a little after 11. He paid her $5 to find out. So I went down to the bus station and hadn't even got my ticket. Here come Bo and Virg. He just steps up to the ticket window and says, 3 tickets to Montana. I didn't know what to say. And then he dragged me on the bus and I've been on it ever since. And somewhere, Deep down inside me, I got a funny feeling I'm gonna end up in Montana.
Tell me something, Verge. Been together since my folks died. Well, I always wondered if maybe I didn't spoil your chances of settling down.
No, you never, Bo. I used to tell myself you did. I just want an excuse.
You've been looking after me since I was 10.
Well, I could have married up too.
Was you ever in love?
Once, before I went to work on your daddy's ranch.
What happened?
Nothing.
You guys are married?
Nope.
Why not?
Well, there comes a time in every fella's life, Bo, when he's got to give up his own ways.
How do you mean?
I was always kind of uncomfortable around this gal because she was sweet and kind of refined. I was always scared I was going to say or do something wrong.
I know how you mean.
It was cowardly of me, I suppose, but every time I came back from courting her, and I'd go on back to the bunkhouse where my buddies were sitting around, talking, playing cards, or listening to music, I'd just relax. And I'd feel so much at home, I didn't want to give it up.
Yeah. Gal sure can scare a fella.
Now I'm kind of ashamed.
You are?
Yes, I am, Bo. A fella can't live his whole life depending on his buddies.
Why don't you like me, Verge?
Well,
Tell me the truth.
maybe you ain't going about it right.
What do I do wrong?
Well, sometimes you're a little bullheaded and mean.
I am.
Yeah.
How's a fella supposed to act?
I'm no authority, Bo, but it seems to me you should be a little more gallant.
Gallant? I'm as gallant as I know how to be. You hear the way Hank and Orville talk at the ranch when they get back from sojourn in town about their women.
They like to brag, Bo. You can't believe everything Hank and Orville say.
Is there any reason a gal wouldn't go for me so as she would Hank or Orville?
They're a little older than you. They've learned a little more. They can be gallant with gals when they want to be.
Well, but I ain't gonna pretend.
Can't blame them.
Gal ought to like me. I can read, write, kind of tidy, and I got good manners, don't I?
Well, I'm no judge, Bo. I'm used to you.
Tall and strong. Ain't that what girls like? If I do say so myself, I'm pretty good looking.
Yeah,
When I get spruced up, I'm as good looking a fella as a gal might hope to see.
I know you are.
Then help my damnation. Why don't you go back to the range with me?
So, only 11, didn't
That'd solve everything, wouldn't it? But I don't. So I just can't see myself going to some godforsaken ranch in Montana where I'd never seen no one but him and a lot of cows.
Didn't love him, would be awful lonely.
I don't know why I keep expecting myself to fall in love with someone. But I do.
I know I expect to, someday.
I'm beginning to seriously wonder if here is the kind of love I have in mind.
What's that?
I don't know. I mean, I'm only 19, but I've been going with guys since I was 14.
Honest?
Honey, I almost married a cousin of mine when I was 14, but Pappy wouldn't have it.
Never heard of anyone marrying so young.
Down the Ozarks, we don't waste much time. Anyways, I'm awful glad I never married my cousin Malcolm, because he turned out real bad like Pappy predicted. But I sure was crazy about him at the time. And I've been losing my head about some guy ever since. But Bo's the first one wanted to marry me since cousin Malcolm. And naturally, I'd like to get married and raise a family and all them things, but
But you've never been in love?
maybe I haven't didn't know it. See, that's what I mean. Maybe I don't know what love is. Maybe I'm expecting it to be something it ain't. I just feel that regardless how crazy you are about some guy, you gotta feel, and it's hard to put into words, but you gotta feel that he respects you. Yeah, that's what I mean.
I should think so.
And I want a guy that I can look up to and respect. And I don't want a little brow baby. And I want a guy that can be sweet to me. But I don't want to be treated like a baby. I just gotta feel that whoever I marry has a real regard for me. Apart from all the loving and sex. Know what I mean?
I think so. What are you going to do when you get back to Kansas City?
I don't know. There's a hillbilly program at one of the radio stations there. I might get a job on it. If I don't, I'll probably get me a job in Liggett's or Walgreens. But after a while, I'll probably marry some guy, whether I think I love him or not. Who am I to keep insisting I should fall in love? You hear all about love when you're a kid and just take it for granted that such a thing really exists. Maybe you have to find out for yourself it don't. Maybe everyone's afraid to tell you.
Maybe you're right. But I hope not.
Gee, I hate to go out to that cold powder room, but I guess I better not put it off any longer.
How defiantly we pursue love, like it was an inheritance due, we had wrangled out with angry relatives in order to get our fair share.
You shouldn't complain. You've had 3 wives.
Don't shame me. I love them all. With passion. At least I thought I did. For a while.
Sorry if I sounded sarcastic, Dr. Lyman. I didn't mean to.
Don't apologize. I'm too egotistical to take offense at anything people say.
You're not egotistical at all.
Oh, believe me, the biggest egos are those that are too egotistical to show just how egotistical they really are.
I guess I'm kind of idealistic about things. I like to think that people fall in love and stay that way forever and ever.
Maybe we've lost the ability. Maybe man has passed that stage in his evolution where love is possible. Maybe life will begin to become so terrifyingly complex that man's anxiety over his mere survival will render him too miserly and to give anything of himself in relation.
You're talking over my head. Anyone can fall in love. I've always thought so.
But 2 people really in love must give up something of themselves.
Yes.
It's a gift that men are afraid to make. Sometimes they hold it in their bosom forever, where it withers and dies. Never know love. Always find sympathies. So go over and
Gee, how do you get on this subject?
pay no attention to me. Or whether there is such a thing as love, you can always pretend there is. Let's talk instead of our forthcoming trip to Pika. Will you wear your prettiest dress?
Of course. It turned out to be a nice day. I'll wear the new dress Mother got me for spring. It's a soft rose color with a little lace collar.
Oh, you look lovely. Lovely. I know you will. I hope it doesn't embarrass you for me to speak such a generous.
No, it doesn't embarrass me.
I'm glad. Just think of me as a father, old fool, will you not be troubled by my rapturous rising sweetness, and youth, and your innocence. For these are qualities I seek to warm my heart, like I seek a fire to warm my hand.
Now I am kind of embarrassed. I don't know what to say.
Say nothing at all, or nudge me. I'll talk innocent about the most trivial matters.
It's cold. Virgil? I wish you'd play us another song. I think we all need something to cheer us up.
I'll make a deal with you. I'll play if you'll sing.
Let's have a floor show. Everyone here can do something.
Oh, splendid idea, straight from Chaucer. Let's be Judith for me.
Will you play for us, Virgil?
I don't play opera music or jitterbug.
And will you do something? Please, it won't be fun unless we all contribute.
Go on, Bo.
There was no play after this.
You can say the Gettysburg Address.
I ain't gonna say it now.
Then why don't you rope tricks? The rope's out on the bus. I can get it for you easy enough.
Oh, please, road trips will be lots of fun.
No. I gotta get up before a lot of strangers and make a fool of myself.
I guess it means this.
Shucks.
I don't see why you couldn't cooperate a little bit, Bo.
I got too much on my mind to worry about doing stunts.
You'll sing a song first, won't you, Sherry?
I'll go for a piece of pie and another cup of coffee.
Sure.
Virgil, can you play for me?
You start me out. I think I can pick out the chords.
You'll read poetry first, won't you?
I intend to play Romeo up the street.
Gee, I don't know if I can remember all the lines.
Sometimes one can find Shakespeare on these shelves among the many lurid novels of juvenile delinquents. Ah, here it is. 4 tragedies of Shakespeare with my compliments.
That's my seat.
If I read it over a couple times, it'll come back. Do you know the balcony scene? You can have it.
You know the entire play by heart, my dear. I can recite backwards.
I got a costume with me. Where can I change?
Behind the counter, there's a mirror that's sing.
She shines up to you like a kingdom did.
Costumes and everything.
Can I help it if I'm so darn attractive to women? Oh, shucks, though. It don't mean nothing.
Maybe it don't mean nothing to you.
She's just being nice to me because I was playing my guitar. Guitar music's kind of tender and girls seem to like it.
Tender?
Yeah, Bo. Girls like things to be tender.
They do.
Sure they do, Bo.
A fella gets tender and someone comes along and makes it sad.
Sometimes, but not always, Bo. You just gotta take a chance.
Well, I was trying to be a decent sort of fellow, but I don't know if I'm tender.
I think you are, Bo. You know how you feel about deer hunting. You never could do it. You can no more shoot one of them sweet little deers with their sad eyes than jump into boiling oil.
Are you making fun of me?
No, I ain't making fun of you, Bo. I'm just trying to show you that you got a tender side to your nature, same as anyone else.
I suppose I do.
Of course you do.
Then why don't Cherry come over and talk sweet to me like she does to you?
You got a tender side, Bo. You don't know how to show it.
You don't?
No, you just don't know how.
How's a fellow go about showing his tender side, Bird?
I don't know that I know how to go about telling you.
Will you go first, Virgil?
It's all right by me.
All right, then I'll act as master of ceremonies. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight Grace Designer presents its gala floor show of celebrated artists from all over the world. Our first number is that musical cowboy, Mr. Virgil Blessing, who'll entertain us on his guitar.
Well, last night I went to sleep.
I think you got me all wrong, Cherry.
Don't you come back here? I'm dressing.
And I dreamed
I think you misjudged.
Be quiet, shut up.
Cherry, I'm really a very tender person. You just don't know. I'm so tender-hearted, I don't go deer hunting. I just can't shoot them sweet little deers with the sad eyes. Ask Birch.
Hey,
You ain't?
no. And furthermore, I think you're allowed to come over here and talk to my friend who's trying to play the guitar.
Talk about you thumb more birds than you do of me.
Would you go away and let me alone?
Cherry, did I tell you about my color television with the 24-inch screen? Oh.
1,000,000 times. Now go away.
Oh yeah. Oh how I want to go home. No more just now. I'm ready to see the rest of you do so.
Oh, she cares how tender I am.
That was swell, Virgil. Are you ready?
I consider myself so.
Will you be our posture?
Well, it's kind of funny, right? But I'll try.
Gee, what we use for a balcony?
Well, that does pose a problem.
What is it these folks are gonna do, Birch?
Romeo and Juliet by Shakespeare. Shakespeare? Yeah, this Romeo is a great lover, Bo. Watch him and you pick up a few pointers.
I'm ready.
What's all? What light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill both.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to witness a playing of the balcony scene from Romeo and Juliet. Dr. Gerald Lyman will portray the part of Romeo, and I'll be Juliet. My name is Alma Duckler. The scene is the orchard of the Capulets' house in Verona, Italy. The counter is supposed to be a balcony. Okay?
Congested scars that never felt a wound, but soft, but light through yonder window breaks. It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, kill the envious moon.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Deny thy father, refuse thy name. Or if thou wilt not be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
She speaks, and she says nothing. But of that. Her discourse. I will answer her. I am too bold.
Oh, he's drunk.
It's not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all that heaven having some business to entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres to the
I me.
Oh, speak again, right angel. God is glorious to this night, be known to my head.
So we understand all that word, Birch.
It's Romeo and Juliet, for God's sakes, will you shut up?
Fall back to gaze on him when he bestrides the lazy pacing clouds and sails upon the bosom of the air.
Why that no, not a Montague. What's Montague? 'Tis neither hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Only some other name.
Take thee at thy word. Call me but love. And I'll leader baptized. Henceforth, I never will be wrong.
What man art thou that thus with screened night so stumblest on my counsel?
By a name, I know not how to tell you who I am. My name, dear sake, is sinful to us.
Because it is an enemy to thee.
My name is hateful to myself.
Dr. Lyman, what's wrong?
Oh, dear girl, let's not continue with this meaningless act.
Did I do something wrong?
Oh, you couldn't do anything wrong if you tried.
I can try and see the light.
Oh, don't! Just tell your audience that Romeo is suddenly wrong with remorse.
Virg, if that's the way to make love, I'm gonna give up.
Grace not doing very well.
I tried to prompt.
Well, we've only got one number left. Are you ready?
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next number is Mademoiselle Cherie, the International Chanteuse, dragged from the Blue Dragon nightclub in Kansas City. Cherie.
Remember, I will add the table service during my numbers.
Okay.
There's a somebody
Beautiful birds.
lonely to see.
I'm gonna get
I
it,
hope that he
I made up my mind.
turns out
I told myself I was gonna give me a gal. That's the only reason I entered that rodeo, and I ain't taking no for an answer.
Will you hush up and let me be?
In this life I ever wanted, I went after God, and I ain't gonna stop now. I'm gonna get it first.
I got the manners. God gave a monkey.
Cheers.
And if I was a man, I'd be pulling the daylights out of you, and that's what some man's gonna do someday. And when it happens, I hope I'm gonna see it.
Romeo! Romeo! Wherefore art thou? Wherefore art thou, Romeo?
Dr. Lyman! Dr. Lyman!
This man's in a bad way. Give up on the booth. Come on, doctor, here we go.
I was telling Virg I loved you. You got no right to come over here and scold me. We're gonna go down and wake up the justice of the peace, and you're gonna marry me tonight.
Help, Virgil, help me!
Oh, Billy, I'll make you a good husband. You'll never have nothing to be sorry about.
Help, Sheriff, someone help me!
Put her down, cowboy.
Get out of my way.
You're gonna do as I say.
I ain't having no one interfering in my ways.
So, don't do this. You can't pick a fight with the sheriff, boy.
My God, mister. Ain't no man ever got the best of me, and ain't no man ever gonna.
Well, I'm ready and willing to try, cowboy. Come on.
Oh, I know this was gonna happen. I know it all along.
Hey, what the hell's happening?
Grace happened so sudden I didn't have a chance to go get you.
Oh, I love a good fight.
I never wanted to cause so much trouble to anyone.
Come on, Bill.
Watch it. Oh.
Yep. I'll put my money on Will Masters anytime. Will's got it up here. That cowboy's green. Just swings out wild. Into that.
He'll give a first aid. He always does.
Gotta admit, had it coming.
I'm just glad they got it done without breaking anything. Almost. Remember last time there was fighting here? I had to replace the window.
Takes strong men and women to love. People strong enough inside themselves to love without humiliation. People big enough to grow with their love. Live inside a whole wide new dimension. People brave enough to bear the responsibility to be loved and not fear it as a burden. I never had the generosity to love, to give my own most private self to another. For I was weak. I thought the gift would somehow lessen me. Me. Romeo, Romeo, I am disgusted.
Dr. Lyman? Dr. Lyman?
Oh, don't bother, dear girl. Don't ever bother with a foolish old man like me.
You're not a foolish old man. I like you better than anyone I've ever known.
Oh, I'm flattered. Please. Dear God. In a few years you will turn from a girl into a woman. A kind, thoughtful, loving, intelligent woman who could only pity me. I'm a child, a drunk and unruly child. I've nothing in my heart.
Let me get you something to make you feel better.
Oh, I shall seek the icy comfort of the restroom.
Elma, honey, what's the matter? What was he saying to you, Elma?
Miss, will you help us? The sheriff says if you don't hold charges against Bo, you let him out, get on the bus, if it ever goes.
So can you come back here and start mauling me again?
You won't do that anymore, miss. I promise.
You promised. How about him?
I think you can trust him.
That's what I thought before. Nothing doing. He grabs a hold of a woman and kisses her like he was Napoleon.
Miss, if he was to know I told you this, he'd never forgive me, but you're the first woman he's ever made love to at all.
Well, I sure don't believe that.
It's true, miss. He's always been as shy as a rabbit.
Just take my advice. And don't meet him in Topeka or anywhere else.
I won't, Grace. Honest, I don't think he meant any harm. He just drinks a little too much. Dr. Lyman, are you alright?
I'm an old man, my dear. I feel very weary.
Just let him sleep it off. That's all you can do.
Grace, for Christ's sake, who puked all over the back house?
Oh, God.
Come on, Bruce, let's go.
I'm awfully glad you're going to help him, miss.
But if you're telling me a fib just to get him out of jail, I'll never forgive him.
It's no fib, miss. You're the first gal that he's ever made love to at all.
Well, I sure ain't never had that honor before.
Still dead.
I'll be glad when you all get out and I can go to bed. I'm tired.
Had enough of me, baby? I'm kind of glad the highway's blocked tonight.
You are?
Gave us a chance to get kind of acquainted, didn't it?
Kinda.
Just pulling in here 3 times a week and pulling out again in 20 minutes. I always left just wondering what you was like, Grace.
I always wondered about you too, Carl.
You did?
Yeah. But you meet and go blabbing anything together, drivers.
Why? What makes you think?
Oh, shoot. I know how you men talk when you get together. Worse than women.
Not me, Grace.
I certainly don't want the other drivers on this route, some of them especially, getting the idea I'm gonna serve them any more of what they order over the counter.
I get you. But you kind of like me, didn't you, Grace?
Maybe I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I first liked about you, Carl? It's your hands. I like a man with big hands.
You got everything.
One of the highway trucks just stopped by. They say it won't be very long now.
I hope so.
Everything peaceful?
Yes, Will.
Cowboy, if you're holding a grudge against me, I think you might want to ask yourself what you'd have done in my place. Couldn't very well let you carry the little lady off when she didn't want to go, could I? Well, could I?
I don't feel like talking, mister.
Well, I couldn't. I think you might also remember that this little lady, if she wanted to, could press charges and have you sent to the penitentiary for violation of the Mann Act.
The what act?
The Mann Act. Took a woman across the state line against her will.
Be a serious charge, Bo.
I loved her.
That don't make any difference.
A man's got a right to the things he loves.
Not unless he deserves them, cowboy.
I'm a hard-working man. I own me my own ranch, and I got $6,000 in the bank.
A man don't deserve the things he loves unless he can be a little bit humble about getting them.
Well, I ain't gonna get down on my knees and beg.
Being humble ain't the same thing as being wretched. I had to learn that once too, cowboy. I wasn't quite as old as you. I used to steal horses instead of women, because you can sell horses. One day, I stole a horse off the wrong man. Reverend Hezekiah Pearson. I never thought I'd get mine from any preacher, but he was very fair. Gave me every chance to put myself clear. But I wouldn't admit that horse was his. Finally, he did what he had to do. He threshed me to within an inch of my life. And I never forgot, because it was the first time in my life I had to admit I was wrong. I was miserable. Finally, after a few days, I decided the only thing to do was to admit to the man how I felt. After that, I felt different about the whole thing. I joined his church, and we were bosom pals till he died just a few years ago. Has he done what I asked him to do?
Not yet, Sheriff.
Why should you be so scared?
Who says I'm scared?
Give me your word.
I'm gonna do it. Just give me time.
All right. But I'll warn you, it's not going to do any good unless you really mean it.
I'll mean it.
All right then. Go ahead.
Miss, I'd like to apologize
What for?
for causing such a commotion.
You needn't apologize to me, cowboy. I like a good fight. You're welcome in Grace's diner anytime. I mean, anytime.
Thanks. I must have acted like a hoodlum. I apologize.
That's all right.
Thank you, miss.
I'm awful sorry we never got to see your road tricks.
They ain't much. I gotta wake up the professor to apologize to him.
You can overlook the professor.
I can't do it.
Come on, Bo.
I just can't.
Why not?
She'll have no respect for me. She'll saw me beat.
You gave me your promise, didn't you? You owe that girl an apology whether you got beat or not. If you're going to go over there and say it to her, well, I'm not letting you get back on that bus.
Go on, Bo. Go on.
Well, I'll try. Cherry,
Yeah?
Cherry, it wasn't right of me treating you the way I did. Dragging you down the bus and trying to make you marry me, whether you wanted to or not. Do you think you can ever forgive me?
I guess I've been treated worse in my life.
And Cherry, I got you here, and I think I ought to get you back in good style, so take this.
Did the sheriff make you do this?
No, by God, he didn't say nothing about my giving you money.
That's his idea, miss. But I think it's a good one.
You didn't have to give me this much, though.
I want you to have it.
Thanks. I could sure use it.
And Cherry, I wish you good luck, Cherry. Honest, I do.
I wish you the same, Bo.
Well, I guess I said everything that's to be said, so long.
So long.
Now that wasn't so bad, was it, son?
I'd rather break in wild horses than have to do that again.
How's your headache, Grace?
Huh?
A while ago you said you had a headache.
Oh, I feel fine now, Will.
Did you enjoy your walk, Carl?
Yeah, sure.
Well, I think you might want to head upstairs because someone took your overshoes and left them outside the door to Grace's apartment.
You know the old Snoop?
I'll have a cup of coffee and one of these sweet rolls, Grace.
Hey, Bo, come on over to the counter and have a bite of breakfast.
I ain't hungry, Verge.
Maybe a cup of coffee.
I couldn't keep it down.
Now what's the matter, Bo? You ought to be feeling pretty good. The sheriff let you go.
I might as well stay in the jail.
Oh, what kind of talk is that? Bus will be leaving pretty soon, and we'll be back at the ranch in a couple of days.
I don't care if I never see that dang ranch ever again.
Oh, you worked half your life earning the money to build it up.
It's the lonesomest damn place I ever did see.
Oh, I never thought so.
Be like going back to a graveyard.
Bo, I heard Hank and Orville talking the other day about that new school marm lives over to the Stebbins. They say she's a looker.
I ain't interested in no school marm.
Give yourself time, Bo. You're young. You'll find lots of gals, and gals that'll love you too.
I want Cherry.
Ah, Bo.
Go on and get yourself something to eat, Verge. Go on.
Oh my God, the lines are up. Grace's Diner. It is? Okay, I'll tell him. The road's cleared now, but you're gonna have to put your chains on, because the road's awful slick.
God damn. Roads are clear, folks. Bus will be ready to leave as soon as I get the chains on. That'll take about 20 minutes, unless anybody wants to help me.
I'll help you, Carl.
Bo?
Yeah?
I want to tell you something, Bo. It's kind of personal and kind of embarrassing too, but I ain't the kind of gal you thought I was.
What do you mean, Cherry?
Well, I guess some people'd say I led a real wicked life. I guess I have.
What are you trying to tell me?
Well, I just figured since you found me at the Blue Dragon, you just took it for granted I had other boyfriends for you.
Yeah?
Yes, Bo, quite a few.
Verge told me that, but I wouldn't believe.
Well, it's true. So you see, I ain't the kind of guy you want at all.
Dr. Lyman? Dr. Lyman?
Where am I? Oh, it's you. Good girl. What a sweet awakening.
How do you feel?
That's not a polite question. How long have I been sick here?
Couple hours.
Sometimes nature blesses me with a total blackout. I seem to remember absolutely nothing after we began our performance. How were we?
Marvelous.
Oh, I'm glad. Now, have that cup of coffee you were trying to force on me last night.
Can I make you something to eat?
Oh, no, nothing to eat.
Oh, please stop darling. You must eat something.
Must I?
Yes, really.
Very well, for your sweet sake. A couple of 3-minute eggs and some toast and some orange juice. But I'm doing this for you, mind you. Only for you.
I'm gonna go help the driver with the chains, Bo. You stay here, take care of that hand.
Cherry, would I be molesting you if I said something?
No.
Since you brought the subject up, you are the first gal I ever had anything to do with. By God, I never thought I'd hear myself say that, but I said it.
I never would have guessed it, Bob.
You see, I lived my whole life on a ranch, so I guess I didn't know much about women, because they're different from men.
Well, naturally.
Every time I got around one, I began to feel kind of scared, and I didn't know how to act. It was aggravating.
Well, you wasn't scared of me, though.
Anyways, when I walked into that nightclub place, I saw you singing. You smiled at me while you were singing, and you winked at me a couple of times, remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Well, I guess I'm kind of green, because no gal had ever done that to me before, so I thought you were singing your song just for me.
I mean, you did kind of attract me, though.
Anyway, you were so pretty. You seemed so kind of warm-hearted and sweet that I felt I could love you. And I did.
Oh, I think you really did love me.
Cherry, I couldn't be familiar with a gal I didn't love.
Let's head west, folks. All aboard. Next stop, Topeka.
How you feeling now, cowboy?
I ain't the happiest critter that was ever born.
Well, just because you ain't happy now don't mean you aren't gonna be happy tomorrow. Feel like shaking hands now, cowboy?
Well,
Come on, Bo. He's only trying to be friends.
I don't mind.
Just so you know, there's no hard feelings. So long.
So long.
I'm headed home now, Grace. I'll see you Monday.
So long, Will.
Montana's not such a bad place, miss.
Thanks for your help, Will. I'll be pulling out as soon as I finish the report.
Nice fellow, that sheriff, Bo.
Maybe I'll think so someday.
Well, maybe we better be getting on the bus, Bo.
Cherry,
Hello.
I promise not to molest you, but if you'd give your permission, it'd be all right. I'd like to kiss you goodbye.
What? I'd like you to kiss me, Bo. I really would. Oh! This time, when you kiss me, I think it ought to be different.
Oh? Well, then, when you kiss someone for serious, it's kind of scary, ain't it?
Yeah, it is.
It don't look like you was molesting her now.
I can tell you with all honesty, this is the most delicious breakfast I've ever eaten. But it wouldn't be much of a compliment, because I've eaten so few breakfasts.
It's my favorite meal.
Deal girl. Let's give up our little spree, shall we? You don't want to go traipsing over the streets of the state capital with an old reprobate like me.
Whatever you say.
I'll continue my way to Denver. I'm sure it's best.
Well, I've certainly enjoyed knowing you.
Thank you. Sometimes it's so gratifying to think one is doing the right thing, and it's a wonder that I don't choose to always.
What do you mean?
Oh, nothing. I was just rambling. While I'm in the vicinity of Topeka, maybe I should stop in at that hospital and seek some advice.
Sometimes some of their patients come in here. They seem perfectly all right to me.
Friends have hinted for quite a while that I should get psychoanalyzed. I don't know if they had my best interest at heart or their own.
Well, I don't see anything the matter with you.
No, young people never do. Anyway, I don't think I care to be psychoanalyzed. I'd rather cherish myself as I am. Goodbye, my dear. You're the loveliest Juliet since Miss Jane Cow.
Thank you, Dr. Lyman. I really feel it's been an honor knowing you. You're the smartest man I've ever met.
The smartest?
Really, you are.
Oh, yes. I'm terribly smart. Wouldn't it be nice to be intelligent?
The thing that gets me is, why does he call himself a doctor? Some kind of phony?
No, Carl, he's a doctor of philosophy.
What's that?
It's the highest degree there is, your scholarship.
Think you have philosophy enough to keep out of trouble?
Sorry to see me go, baby.
No. Told you I was tired.
Sometimes I get to thinking, what the hell good is marriage? You gotta put up with the same broad every day, and look at her in the eye in the morning, try to get along with her when she's got a bad disposition. This way suits me fine.
I got no complaints either. Incidentally, are you married, Carl?
Who said I was married, Bree? So who said it? You tell me, I'll fix them.
Oh, relax. Relax. See you day after tomorrow.
You might be surprised what can happen in 20 minutes. All aboard!
Still never said whether he was married.
Cherry,
Yeah?
I've been talking with my buddy, and he thinks I'm virgin enough for the two of us. Yeah. And I like you are, Cherry. So I don't care how you got that way.
Oh, God. That's the sweetest, tenderest thing that was ever said to me.
Cherry, it's awful hard for a fella after he's been turned down once to get up enough guts to ask again.
You don't need guts, Bo.
I don't?
It's the last thing in the world you need.
Well, anyways, I don't got none now, so I'll just have to say what I feel in my heart.
Yeah?
I still wish she was going back to the ranch. More than anything in the world.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
What? I'd go anywhere in the world with an elbow, anywhere at all.
You would. You would.
I knew this was going to happen all the time.
Gee, I didn't.
Do you hear that, birds? Get out! She's gonna come back to the ranch with me. We're gonna get married after all.
It's wonderful when someone so awful turns out to be so nice. We're getting married. I'm going to Montana.
Hey, all aboard for Christ's sake!
Come on, bird, you little raccoon.
Now listen to me for a second, Bo.
Come on, doggone it. We wasted enough time. Let's get going.
No, Bo. Now just be quiet a minute. You gotta hear me, Bo. You don't need me no more. I ain't going.
You ain't what?
I ain't going with you, Bo.
What do you know about that?
It's best I don't.
It's just one blame catastrophe after another.
I got another job in mind where the feed's mighty good and I'll be looking after the cattle. I have to tell you before this.
Burns, I can't believe you leave your old sidekick. You're joking, man.
No, I ain't joking, Bo. I ain't.
wish you'd come. I liked you. Forever like Bo.
You know Cherry likes you. It just don't make sense you're not coming.
Well, I'm doing the right thing. I know I am.
Who's gonna look after the cattle?
Hank is every bit as good as I was.
Burge, I don't know why you gotta go pull stuff like this.
Better hurry, that driver ain't gonna wait all day.
Daggone it! You're my buddy and you're coming with me and Cherry because we want you.
Now, Bo, let me be.
You can't do it this way. You just can't. If you don't want to go, you can't make him.
But Cherry, there ain't no reason in the world we should come. It's plumb crazy.
Well, sometimes people have their own reasons, Bo.
Oh? I just hate to think of getting along without old Verge.
Couple of weeks, and you'll never miss me.
Oh, Verge.
Get along with you now.
Virgil, you come and visit us, Virgil.
I'll be up in the summer.
Where you gonna be, Verge?
I'll write you the address. I ain't got time right now. It's a nice place, mighty nice. Now, hurry. Get on your bus.
So long, my boy. So long.
Bye, Bo.
Come on, Cherry, let's make it fast.
Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.
We gotta close this place up now, Mr. Alma and me are gonna get any rest. We won't be open again until 8 o'clock when the day girl comes on. Next bus through is to Albuquerque at 8:45.
Albuquerque. That's good place as any, I guess.
Oh, Dr. Lemon.
Say, did you hear what Carl told me about that guy?
No, what was it, Grace?
Well, according to Carl, they run him out of Kansas City.
I don't believe it.
Honey, Carl got it straight from the detective at the bus terminal.
What did Dr. Lemon do?
Well, lots of old bogeys like him just can't let young girls alone. So it's a good thing you didn't meet him in Topeka.
Do you think he wanted to make love to me?
Well, I don't think he meant to play hopscotch.
Gee.
Next time any guy comes in here and starts getting fresh with you, you come tell your Aunt Grace.
Some kind of stupid.
Everyone's got to learn. Now, Monday for sure, I've got to order some cheese.
I'll remind you.
Elma, honey, I could kill Will Masters for saying anything about me and Carl. I didn't want you to know.
That's why I should know, Grace. I don't want to be a baby forever.
Well, of course you don't. But still, you're a kid, and I don't want to set no examples or anything. So, you think you can overlook it and not think bad of me?
Sure, Grace.
Because I'm a restless sort of woman, and every once in a while I gotta have me a man. Just to keep myself from getting grouchy.
It's not my business, Grace. Think. You wanted to make love to me.
Now don't start getting stuck on yourself.
Well, not, Grace. It is nice to know that someone can feel that way.
You aren't gonna have any trouble. Just wait till you get to college and start meeting all those cute boys.
All right. I'll wait.
You can run along now, honey. All I gotta do is empty the garbage.
Okay.
Night.
Night, Grace. See you on Monday. It's very nice knowing you, Virgil. Just loved your music.
Thank you. Good night, Miss.
closing now, mister.
Any place warm, I could stay until 8 o'clock.
Gee, I don't know. Now that the police station's closed, I don't know where you can stay. Unless you wanted to take a chance of waking up the man that runs the hotel.
No, I wouldn't want to be in any trouble.
There'll be a bus to Kansas City in a few minutes. I'll put the sign out in the stop.
No, thanks. Ain't no point in going back there.
And I'm sorry, mister. But you just left out in the cold.